Guys, hello guys, everybody. What is this? Okay, let's go to another new Shift A sphere, and we start anew. This was my test. What you see, what my was my test, and we don't want a test. We want the real thing. So the idea is that I just checked out this girl, Night Girl, and she's anime character, which is great because we don't do too much anime here in this channel. Let's do this now, and we will do it just now. The anime character in this channel. What's happening? What is this channel turned to? So, my thought about doing this character is the following. So, I'm doing the head, but how to do the profile of the head, since I have like 3/4 here. So the profile, nicely, the guy has made a profile for us, another girl, so we can check it out and see how it works out, which is great. And look at it, because this will be the new challenge in the Discord server, so make sure you check this out. Yes. Now, sculpting this will be relatively difficult because, you see, this is a whole character with armor and a weapon. To do this for an hour will be a little bit of a challenge. Probably not too much, but little bit of a challenge at least. But we will try. And of course, at the end, the result will not be anything else but the 3D sketch, which is exactly what I do when I get a new character request. I always do exactly this, a 3D sketch of the character, so I can see how the character will be translated from 2D to 3D at the end. So that's my goal. And that's my idea. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm doing almost in every stream, actually, but in this case, this will be a whole character with armor, clothes, everything. Of course, for an hour, hour and a half, we cannot do more than just a 3D sketch, as I said. And the 3D sketch we will do. Yesterday I was on a concert. Whose concert, you will ask? Very good question. It was Robbie Williams. Actually, very interesting. I was amazed by this guy. He's a great entertainer. And why? Because he made it like he looks sincere when he's talking, when he's like joking, and everything looks very sincere. He has this very interesting aura of, I don't know, greatness probably. Very interesting guy. Robbie Williams. If you don't know him, check out his songs. They're pretty famous, most of them. Let's go to the face actually, so we can see what's happening. So if we look at her from this point of view, for example, the eyes should be further apart. The distance between the eyes is huge actually, which is, I don't know why, and I don't know how this will work exactly, but we will try to make it huge. There was a message that came out. I didn't actually know what. Nico, can you please make a torso course as your head? Yeah, torso course will be available at some point next year, so don't worry about that. Just practice your other anatomies and the torso will come eventually. If we are alive and healthy, how we like to say here in my country, because sometimes we are not. Sometimes we are alive and healthy, sometimes we are not quite healthy, and sometimes eventually we are not alive. But that's absolutely normal, and we know that that happens. Eventually. We all die. No, we shouldn't say that, you know. Okay, let's go and make the hair, because without the hair she will always look strange, like a mouse or whatever. But hopefully the hair will give us a little bit more interesting look. And I have to bump the speed a little bit, because with speaking I become slow. And I shouldn't be. Because here we cannot afford slow. We can afford only fastness. Fastness is our goal. Now, we are aiming for this silhouette of the overall thing. The hair and the head has to have this silhouette. So one big piece of hair here, one big piece of hair here under it. Great. This piece of hair also should be relatively long, but not that long. Here it will be like up like this sharp. You see, I'm very, very vaguely pushing those things and making them relatively like the concept. Nothing is detailed, nothing is looking pretty good right now, but I'm just putting them in the right places. I'm just putting the overall stuff there. Then we will refine. If we have time, of course. Sometimes we will not have time and we will just leave it as it is. But this is just for a 3D sketch, just to see what could be done eventually, just to see the silhouette of the end model overall, how it will look. That's our goal. And that's what we're doing here. Big hair we need to push the hair back a little bit. And yeah, she looks like some kind of a mouse or something. But I can push this back, make it more straight, push it more back. And here, as you can see, she has this cheek lower. I don't know why, but we have to try to do this exactly the way it is. And it will look nice, hopefully. But I'm not sure. Yeah, relatively fine. You see, my specialty is not anime characters, but since I am pretty much aware how to work from a concept, I kind of know how to do that. It shouldn't be that hard to do something that's relatively fine looking at the end. So that's what I'm aiming here for. I'm not aiming for perfection. As always with this kind of streams, perfection is far from something that we can achieve. But, or we are far from perfection, but still. We can do something at least. Something that resembles something. I pretty much want to inflate this area here. And we will see how long this will be when we put the body, because there will be body, there will be legs and armors and everything we will put. How, you will ask? You will be able to do this in an hour and a half or so. I will be able to do this very, very vaguely. It will not be anything like hardcore, nice, or good looking probably, but it will be something which is fine. This hair is not great. I mean, it's not 3D right now. It's mostly 2D hair. Why am I calling it 2D hair, since it's obviously 3D? Because it is looking relatively nice and silhouetted from this point of view. From this point of view, it's not that good. From this point of view, it's also not that good. In order to make a 3D character, of course, we need to make it good from all sides. But in this case, for the stream, we don't need that. Because the only thing we need is to get it good looking for the thumbnail of the video. That's it. I know it sounds a little bit corny or whatever, but it is exactly what it is. Since I'm pretty honest with you guys, because I think honesty is one thing that we can achieve without too much hassle. Honesty is always probably the best answer to everything. Especially when you don't have anything to lose, saying the truth. But even if you have something to lose saying the truth, it's fine. I mean, it's the truth, right? So don't be like Trump. Don't be like Putin. Don't be like all the politicians. Just say the truth and you will be probably fine. Yeah, you will not become a president of the United States. You will not become a president of Russia. Yes, unfortunately, if you want to become a president, you have to lie, you have to cheat, and you have to be a complete douchebag. But at least you will live comfortably with yourself. if you're saying the truth. At least that's how I understand the world, you know. The world that we're living in. Okay, this is anime character, so we can bump this up a little bit. Looks good. Maybe we can bump it up a little bit more. Okay, let's see if we can kind of flatten this top portion. You see from the side view, this should be relatively flat area here, and then a curve down. Hopefully, this is already with the clothes on, you see? So I'm thinking that the algorithm will not be bumped for this. The algorithm will say, okay, I'm fine. If somebody wants to do me bad, they can always report this as a violation of sexual or whatever thing, which will be great. No, it will not be great, of course, but it's fine because offending people it's a normal thing these days. Everybody can be offended for any reason at all. And to be offended by a sculpture of a anime character is pretty hilarious. So yeah, hilarious thinks it's nice. Hilarious. Anime character. We have to make relatively thick legs, although her legs are not super thick, but still. This is 11 minutes and we already have some kind of a silhouette of our character that looks like something is happening, right? It's not yet clear what this will be, but it's not super bad, we may say. Again, if we have, let's say, 5 hours, we can make it quite nice. But even for 2 hours, or even for an hour and a half, I'll be able to make it so it's kind of fine looking. Not fine looking exactly, but it will be visible what it is at least, and how it will look at the end, if we happen to finish it at some point. This probably, when finished, of course with a little bit better pose, because this pose is, I don't like it completely. Exactly this pose on the concept. My pose will be just a normal spread of the legs, like heroic pose. Her pose is a little bit strange. This leg is kind of going forward a little bit and it looks kind of strange. But I am fine with it because I will do whatever I want. And I don't care. Let's move this knees upwards. Here we have a very small portion, but it's fine. This is fine because this is an anime character. It could be small. This area here of the pelvis. So her pelvis is it's relatively small here in the top, but then the legs are pretty huge, which is kind of normal. And when we see it in an anime character, we are saying, nice looking, right? What is sexy, actually? What we consider sexy in a female character is the birth capabilities, capability of giving birth. So, wide area here, the area of the thighs, the thighs area will be wide, and also big breasts. This gives you the impression that she can give birth to a lot of healthy children. That's why we find this sexy. Because of the reproduction. The Mother Nature gives us this this exception or this perception of sexiness because of the birth capabilities. Okay, we don't need to do too much legs because we will have armor on top of them, and the armor will actually be part of the legs because this is a 3D sketch, I don't need to make a separate mesh for the armor, although it will be a little bit better if I just duplicate the mesh for the legs and work on that. It will be a little bit easier. I will think about it actually, because yeah, it will be nicer to duplicate the mesh of the legs. But first the legs have to be relatively finished as a shape. I'm saying relatively because usually when we're making a character like this, we are making changes almost up to the end. And not almost, but exactly right up to the end. We're always making the changes. Changes. Yeah. Don't be fooled by what I'm saying. It's just changes. All right. We have 127 people watching. So when we are making a female character, a lot more people are watching. And I'm guessing that most of those people are, and you know, you are male. I'm not judging. It's absolutely normal. And people say sex sells, which is absolutely true, and it will be absolutely true for a long, long time. I'm not sure that we will ever go beyond that and, you know, become something else, because this is absolutely normal. Okay, her head should be smaller, I think. So I will just shrink the head in edit mode, shrink it, and the hair will be fine. The hair will be absolutely fine, although I want to smooth the hair out. And let's see what we can do about the arm. So the arm is a little bit of a problem usually, because it has fingers, and the fingers are kind of hard to do for a limited amount of time. Usually they require a little bit more time, and I don't know if I want to take this time to make the fingers, but I think it would be better to take it. I'm not sure exactly, we'll see. Yeah, since the fingers are with a metal glove, as you see, her glove is metal in the fingers, so we probably will be better if we make the fingers separate. Definitely. It's always a good idea. So let me just take one mesh, which will be a, let's say, a cylinder. I haven't tried this actually, but we'll see. And put it here. And we will make part of one finger will be this mesh. And I will make all the fingers just from parts. We'll see. Let's just concentrate on the fingers right now and see what happens, okay? Now, we are in sculpt mode. We will get it sculpted a little bit. This will be one of the meshes. We will duplicate it, rotate it, separate it, and then we will make this particular mesh like this. Yep, I have to be very vague with the shapes, because otherwise we will be running out of time pretty quickly. So everything should be pretty fast and furious, without too much detail. Just overall silhouette and that's it. Don't do too much detailing. Detailing is our enemy right now, and it's always our enemy when we're streaming. When we are doing something for freelance, for example, or for work, then detailing is not our enemy at all. It's our friend. Now, not so much. Yeah, I'm doing just a little bit something here. Bump this here and like this. This will be our glove, the metal one. because she has a glove below the metal one, which is not metal. Usually knights, they have a metal glove, but below the metal glove, they have a leather glove. That's... everybody knows that. Everybody likes this song. Hey, this song. Everybody knows this song. Alright. So this looks like a knight kind of thing. Yeah, here we can add some things like this. Okay, 3D sketch ready. Now I will take these things and duplicate them and rotate them, although it will be hard. Let's do this way. It will be more easy. Like this. Another finger here. And we don't have space for the pinky. But we can make space for it. Easy. By just making the pinky and putting it somewhere like this. Maybe I can take this, push it here a little bit. This and this could be more this way. And then this can go here and this. Yeah. I'm selecting with L, if you don't see. L is a good way to select. Okay, this looks relatively fine. So let's continue with the arm actually, because I don't know, it's fine. Now, here the arm should have this kind of area in the front, like this. And this should be bumped up. So let's try with masking to add a mask here. And then we will invert the mask. And we will take this and push it out so we can have a silhouette. That's what's important here for the 3D sketch, to capture the silhouette. Also, what I use the 3D sketch for is to check out exactly the forms, because here I'm not sure exactly how this will look in 3D. And nobody is sure actually, because this is not a real piece of armor, but we can fake it somehow. We will not be able to make it as the concept completely, but we will be able to probably fake it a little bit, we'll see. So let's take only the hand to work on, or arm, and make this kind of thing, and then we will make this, the torn. Yes, we have the torn, and this portion here around the torn should go way out, so I will take it like this. It's always gonna be better if you have time to make this separate object, even for the 3D sketch, because it's too much away from the main arm. But I feel lucky, so I will try to. Okay, let me just take this, shift here, and then move it. And then maybe scale it. Why not? Alright, this looks cool. I've scaled it. And it probably is not exactly like the concept, but we have something there which is great. And we will prevail. We will prevail. By the way, I'm a little bit disappointed of everything what happens in the world, especially in the United States of America. They have this kind of spoiled baby for a president. But the idea is that when I'm seeing what's happening in the biggest democracy in the world, I kind of start to see that even my country is not that bad. Yeah, our politicians are very corrupt. They're very rude. They're acting like spoiled brats again, but not that much even. So maybe I should be happy. I shouldn't be disappointed. I will see. Yeah, I don't know what's happening exactly here, so I'm doing just nothing in particular. Unfortunately, we will see the inside of the arm on the other side, when we are pointing it forward, this arm, when we put it on the other side, we will see the other side of it, but still, I think it will be fine. We're moving the hair so we can make space for everything. I'm not answering any questions. I'm not, watching the chat too much because this is on recording. This is not a live, streaming. Or I'm just in a hurry. So those are the two reasons that it could be. Of course, it's never recording, so it's not a recording actually. So I can watch the chat right now and see. Nico, can you make Valora from Dota 2? She's a very beautiful character. So yeah, I can probably. But you see, making a full character, probably you will notice that it's not very easy to make it on stream fast. And I have to be fast. I cannot stream for like 5 hours or 6 hours. Even for 6 hours, I will not be able to make a nice and clean full character. Now this is just a 3D sketch, and I'm able to do a 3D sketch for 2-3 hours easily. Not super clean, of course, but nobody wants super clean. We just need a 3D sketch and that's it. And 3D sketch we will get. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry, baby. Now, worry, it's fine. Let's select this and this. And we will combine them, but we will not remesh. So now I will go to mirror, and she has arms, which looks bad because we don't have this thing here. So we will select this and then Control J, and she will have them. When you select and combine objects with Control J in Blender, the second object to select will be your main object, and it will inherit the resulting object of combination of those two objects will inherit the properties of the second object, of the last object to select. That's why when I selected first these portions, the missing portions of the fingers, and then the arm, and then I combined them, then the fingers, they were added to the arm and then mirrored, because the mirror was already there. And it's not like mirror on the wall, because this is mirror on the Blender, and it's not the same as mirror on the wall. But of course, many people can think that it's mirror on the wall, and it's fine. I'm not blaming anybody. Especially if you listen to, I think, Blind Guardian, but I'm not sure exactly which this song was. Probably it was Blind Guardian. This is actually her feet, and they don't look like much, right? But if we go and inflate them, and then work a little bit more on them, maybe at some point they will start looking more like actual feet than a blob of something that's coming from somewhere, like a tentacle. Yeah, they were looking like tentacle, I know. In the beginning, when we are extruding feet, it's absolutely normal for the feet to look like a tentacle, so don't worry too much about it. But then, just work more on it. And yes, I can make a tentacle look like a feet for, let's say, 2 minutes. For most people, it will take 5 minutes or more. So don't worry if it takes you a half an hour to make a leg from a tentacle or foot. Because it doesn't matter what time it takes. What matters is only the end result. And the end result is what exactly matters. Nothing else matters. Dun, dun, dun. Never care for what they know. Never care for how much time it takes. The end result matters. So yeah, the end result is the thing. Nobody cares when they see your work in ArtStation, and it's amazing. It's very nice. It's super cool. Nobody cares how much time it took. Maybe you make this for 1 year in your free time. But at the end, the result is what matters. And people who are hiring, they will say, okay, this guy obviously can put the time necessary to do things right. And you may get hired, for example. But if you're putting in ArtStation, in your professional portfolio, if you are putting some kind of 3D sketches like I'm doing right now, or speed sculpts, nobody will hire you for that. Because people, they usually want finished products. The 3D sketches, yeah, you can post them somewhere for people to like them, like Instagram or DeviantArt or whatever. ArtStation is, in my opinion, is not the place for those. Let's see, I made the feet pretty small. Yeah, she has pretty small feet, so I think we are fine. Small feet and relatively small arms, although her arms are not very small, and the hands I mean, because she has this armor. And with armor, the hands can be a little bit huger or bigger. Yeah, don't worry about that, we will see. And now we have overall, not a bad thing for, let's see, 30 minutes. So 30 minutes took me to make the overall proportions, and it's looking fine. It's looking fine for the time being. It's in any case not something to brag about. It's in any case nothing to post in the ArtStation, or yeah, maybe in Instagram you can post something like this, of course, with a better render. But in ArtStation, I wouldn't post in my ArtStation something like this, unfinished. Yeah, if I kind of put like 6 or 7 more hours to finish it, maybe then, oh, but only maybe, I will do it. Other than that, no, thank you. Now, what I will do is I will take the legs, duplicate them with Shift D. Now we have a duplicate of the legs, and I move them, which is not great. Let's see if I, okay, Shift D again, select it, Shift D, and right click, not left click, because right click is the key. Now I will select those new legs and start to inflate them here. Here in the bottom also we need inflation around this area. And you see it's starting to get a little bit ugly, but it will be ugly anyway, so don't worry about it. It's just gonna be ugly. Because it cannot be beautiful, as I said, for just a couple of hours of work. In my case, for half an hour. It cannot be. So we are just gonna be ugly. The ugliest weenie. I also feel better about country when I see the other country's problems. It's good to see the world corrupt almost equally. Yeah, it's pretty corrupt actually. I wasn't thinking that, for example, United States is that corrupt. But obviously it is pretty corrupt. In my opinion, the only uncorrupted countries, or at least with very small amounts of corruption, are the northern countries. So Finland, Norway, and Sweden, maybe Switzerland also. Those countries, in my opinion, are the least corrupted countries in the world. Maybe Japan, maybe, I guess. But most of the other countries, even developed countries, like United States, I would say Canada also is looking like kind of a not so corrupted country. But here the Eastern Bloc, like Bulgaria, Romania, Serbia, of course, Turkey, corruption is like, yeah baby. But there is even more corruption in the world. I don't know if I told you the story when I was in Zanzibar. Amazing story, actually. You have to hear the story, it's amazing. So we were traveling in Zanzibar, which is a small island next to Tanzania, so next to Africa, above one of the biggest islands, the Madagascar. So Zanzibar is above Madagascar, in the right side of Africa. So we were there traveling with the car a couple of years ago. Maybe it was like 7 or so years ago, around 7 years ago. And we know that, of course, Zanzibar is pretty corrupt, but we didn't know how hilarious it is. So our driver was driving us, and he put money here in his pocket of the shirt. Here, he put the money, and they were visible, the money. It was like $1 or something in their money. He put it here, and part of the bill was showing. So when the police stopped him, he just opened the window and stayed like this. The police didn't say anything. They just reached, take the money from his pocket, and then we were free to go. This type of corruption is just wow. I mean, here in Bulgaria, when corrupt cops stops you, it's something else. It's like you are saying, if you are willing to give them money, you say, can we do something about it? And they will say, I don't know, what are you suggesting? And you will, for example, hide some money under your documents, and when you give them documents, the money will be below it. Something like this, something more hidden, something more like elaborate scheme, you know. In Zanzibar, no thank you. Everything is in plain sight. Nobody cares about a thing. I'm not saying that our corruption is better, but it's probably people are a little bit more ashamed that they're doing the corruption thing. The corruption from the police officers in the street is not the most dangerous one. The most dangerous type of corruption is when they're making roads, for example, with less money, which is the case in many countries, and they're making the most money. The politicians are making a lot of money from big infrastructural projects. And, for example, they're making a road which should cost, let's say, $60 million piece of road, but they're making it because they want to get half of the money on their pockets. So they're making the road for $30 million, and they're saving from asphalt, they're saving from the gravel, they're saving from everything, and eventually they make the road. The road looks nice, it's new, but it goes bad in just 5 years, for example. It goes with holes and everything, and usually a road shouldn't go bad in 20 years even, but if it's made all right. Here in Bulgaria, we don't make roads all right. We always make them with corruption schemes, and that's why the roads are relatively bad. But it's the same with every corrupted part of the world. I've seen roads in southern Italy. They're very similar to ours, actually. And it's Italy, right? You will think that Italy is more developed and it's amazing. Yes, but the northern part. The southern part is more like Bulgaria. I felt like home there. It was very cool. Not so cool, actually, because I wasn't expecting to feel like home there. I was expecting to feel like I'm on vacation, but I felt like home. Yeah, whatever. I didn't feel at home in Zanzibar, actually, because I'm white, you know, and in Zanzibar it was not exactly. And also in Bulgaria we have gypsies, but we don't have black people, you know, naturally for many years. We don't have slavery, we don't have black people. Now we have some black people coming to study here or for other reasons, to find a good wife, for example, not a bad reason, because Bulgarian girls are pretty. They're nice looking. And yeah, I am standing behind my words. Maybe one of the prettiest, but of course, they're not, actually. And I will say why. Bulgarian girls are very pretty, but Serbian girls, also amazing. Russian girls, Ukrainian girls. I don't know, but what happens, but with this Eastern Bloc girls are just very, very good looking. I'm sure there are very good looking girls in other countries too, so yeah. Don't be alarmed. Don't think that I've missed your country, and I'm not saying that you don't have beautiful women in your country. What I'm saying is that obviously in the Balkan countries and the Eastern countries like Ukraine and Russia is just on a little bit another level. For example, Trump. He he is not a beautiful girl, as probably you noticed, but he has gotten a wife from our parts of the world. I think she was not Moldovan, Slovakian. I'm not sure exactly, but she's around from around these parts here, the Eastern Europe area, I think. So he knows. He may be a spoiled brat, but he at least, uh, you know, has a taste for women, probably. But that's not difficult to have taste for women. You know, the difficult thing is to be respectable with everybody and to be a decent person, which he didn't achieve. Actually, he just can't achieve this. I don't know. It's difficult for him. Maybe he's not trying even. If he tries, probably he can achieve something great, to become a decent person, for example. But no, he's not even trying. Doesn't matter actually. What we're doing here is important. A 3D model of a knight. She is a knight. Why she is a knight? Because she has armor. You know, everybody these days, everybody with armor is called a knight, right? Even Iron Man, he has armor, he's a knight. What is he? I don't know. I am Iron Man. As he walked this way. How much time has passed? Actually, 42 minutes. So, we don't have too much time. But, I think we are on a good level right now. It's nothing to brag about too much, but it's fine. I just know the Dragula and some pikes about Romania. I know a lot of things about Romania. I know a lot because they are neighbors. I know about neighbor countries. I know kind of things. Nick, remember Nepal from corruption topic. Okay, Nepal, yeah, they are doing good things right now in Nepal because they are rising. But in Bulgaria, for example, and many other countries, corruption is kind of feels normal, right? And people are not getting up, they are not rising just from normal corruption. At some point, if it gets too obvious and too much, maybe then, a couple of years ago, maybe like 10 years ago, Bulgarians, we were rising because one guy, which was obviously a super corrupt guy, very ugly guy actually. So if you think Trump is ugly, our guy beats him like 1,000 times. And this guy here in Bulgaria right now is the boss of everything. But 10 years ago, he was not still the boss of everything. So he was not holding everything in his hand. Now, the judges, everywhere, everyone is in his pocket. Also the police, everything. So he owns or holds everybody. And but this guy, they wanted to appoint him the boss of our CIA. It's not called CIA, but I'm saying so you can understand. our CIA or our FBI or whatever, they wanted him to be a boss of this thing, and it was hilarious, but not super hilarious. That's why people went into the streets, like with thousands and thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people going into the streets of the capital and rising, because this was like, now this guy is the boss of the third party in Bulgaria, but as the boss of the third party, he holds everything. He's the most powerful person, and the ugliest person, actually. But it doesn't matter how ugly you are, you know. If you are smart, if you are clean, if you are a good person, I would say be as ugly as you want. I will respect you. This guy is not only ugly, but his soul is also ugly. So yeah. All right, we have it. Amazing. We are talking about politics again. I like it. No, the last time I told you that to be interested in politics is to be kind of getting away of the fact that you are not a good enough artist. So now I'm probably interested in too much in politics. Maybe my skill is deteriorating, and that's probably a fact. So yeah, don't be too much interested in politics, and you probably will be having more time and to put on your art, and it will be a good thing. Because somebody asked me, Nico, aren't you afraid of the 3D AI? It probably will take over our work. Maybe he doesn't talk like that. Maybe he talks like this. Nico, aren't you afraid of the new AI stuff with 3D? And it will take over our jobs. Maybe this is how it talks. I don't know. But I said no. I'm not afraid, because even now, the 3D AI cannot be used even as a tool for the 3D artists. So a good 3D artist will stay vigilant and will look at the tools that are coming. Eventually, maybe we can use the 3D AI as a tool to make our jobs faster, but I don't think the time for the 3D to completely replace us is close. Yeah, I've seen all those videos about 3D AIs, and then I don't believe the videos. I tried the AIs myself, and I saw that those AIs are doing some stuff pretty nicely and, you know, on a very good level, but not everything. And when I need something from my work to be done, usually the AI is shitting all over the place. I mean, it's not doing a great job at all. It's not even remotely close to a great job at all. So what I'm saying is, these AIs even now are not in a good level to be a tool. Eventually they will become on a good level to be a tool, and then maybe after that they will become something that maybe will replace us. But those times, I am now kind of sure that are kind of far away. And I always say that the 2D AI is very far ahead. Why? Because you have a lot of 2D images to teach it with. So it can learn from a lot, like millions of images. The 3D AI, on the other hand, doesn't have that luxury. It doesn't have so many 3D models to learn from. So it has a limited database. And then when you give him something that it doesn't know how to do because it's not taught, and it's shitting bricks. So that's what I'm saying. It's not ready yet. And it will not be in... maybe it could not be ever. Because it will never have enough 3D models to work with. So yeah, cool, right? We're safe. Yeah, you can cite me on that. We are safe for now. Of course, if tomorrow the super nice AI comes and it replaces me completely, and it can do a stream, and it can speak about stupid things like politics or Trump, like super stupid things, then probably I'll have to eat my words. But for now, I think it is fine. Okay, now are we ready to make the weapon? Yes, Nico, we are ready. We all are waiting for you to make the weapon. Why not you make the weapon right now? Okay, I will make it. Relax, just relax. Now we will make the handle. This will be the handle. It's long, relatively long handle. Then we will... Okay, let's do something interesting here. I will select this top part of the handle and then extrude it, scale it. So this is this upper part here. I will do everything like this. So let's go from the left viewpoint. It will be more interesting this way. So extrude it, scale it more, extrude it, scale it down a little bit, then extrude it more, scale it with S, and then extrude it, scale it, extrude it. So I'm pressing E to extrude it, then E to extrude it, then S to scale it, then E to extrude it. Let's see what it looks like up here. All right, we will do everything. Extrude it, scale it, extrude it again, scale it. As you can see, it's not very difficult to make this type of stuff. And then scale it down almost to a point. Yes. And we have it. Of course, we can adjust it a little bit. It's very easy. Just select this and maybe move it up, and it's fine. Of course, I couldn't select everything because I wasn't in X-ray mode. So X-ray mode is good. Now we have this, and it's not big enough, in my opinion. This is not thick enough. So I will select this and scale it. Of course, in X-ray mode, scale it. This will be probably better, but scale it down like this. Okay, thicker. Let's put it here. Nice. Now it's a little bit better. Probably not the best, but it's good enough. So let's, rotate this 90 degrees, and we will make the axe from it. So how to make the axe from this particular plane? I will do this, and here I will extrude. So extrude. Okay, am I on the left actually? So let's see. Left. I'm leftist, right? So extrude, scale, extrude, scale, extrude, scale, and we are almost ready. I will Control R here, and one more Control R here. Then scale this down, scale this, and move this like that. Good job. As you can see, it's not that difficult to make an axe. Now we will do, let me find my mouse, Control R, couple of this, like 3. So what I did here is I used my scroll wheel. When you press Control R and then use the scroll wheel, you can make a couple of things. So this will be here. Amazing Grace. I don't see the whole thing, so let's see it. Looking great. Now Control R one more time here, maybe one here, and then I can go with the sculpting brushes and adjust everything a little bit nicer. This, as a 3D sketch, doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to just do the job, and it's doing the job. The other thing that I like to do is select this front portion, push it in, select the whole thing and push it out. Now I will do a mirror, and the thickness of I think this is a good thickness. I will have to select the front portion again and clipping, so it can clip together. It's good. Here in the back, how I can do this is just push it, so this will be sharp. This area I will push it a little bit. Okay, sharp. Here we can put another one, so it can be a little bit more like a curve. And of course we need thickness here, so I will do this. Select this until here with control, and then extrude on x-axis and just move it. Then I will select this with control here. This is modeling one-on-one. Extrude on x-axis, and we have this. Then select this and x. Oops, no, F. Then select this and F. I'm pressing D. I'm pressing some other stuff. Hopefully I will not press something that will delete the file. So I will save actually. When I'm starting to press random keys, then it's time to, you know, to free myself from this world. No. Okay, I will select the whole thing and put it where? Let's see. We'll put it around this area here. And then we'll put it around here. It's a big axe, right? Maybe not as big as it should be. But I can always scale it up if I want it to be bigger. The best. Or better than the rest. Dun, 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 dun. Bigger, the best. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Dun, 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 dun. And then we have to do something about the arms. So, apply the mirror modifier. Then select this part, this arm, and just P selection. Now, it is a separate mesh, which is great because as a separate mesh, we can move it like this. And we can make it grab the X. So we can make actual, something like actual pose of our character. Yeah, she's reaching to grab the axe, but obviously it's not quite good reach. All right, let's see. Написали домашното. Have you made your homework, John? No, go to make it. Thank you very much. Yeah, you have homework. Do it. All right. Yeah, my daughter has homework and she has to do it. But she is kind of not in the mood, like most people. When they have homework, they're not in the mood to do it. Now let's go here and try something new. Select all of those fingers and fold them like this. Yeah, it will be a better way to pose this character, the arm, exactly, like this, because now I can select only this part and rotate it. So, yeah, I just thought about this idea. If it works, we'll see. But it's working, kind of. It's kind of working. Let's go to tool. It's not tool. View? No. Tool. It should be tool, actually. But we don't have it. Tool, options, active tool. Where are we? Ah, here, okay. Advanced topology. Now it will be easy with a big grab brush to grab the thing and move it around. Especially the thumb. It needs to be more like this. And those fingers, they need to go like this. But believe me, it's better this way. If I have made this from one mesh, it will be far more difficult to make this arrangement of the arm. Not that now it's working quite well, but it's fine from one point of view. At least. Now I have to adjust the axe. Let's adjust the axe. And the axe now is going into her leg. But we don't care because we will see it from here. Yeah, we care a little bit, okay. We care just a little bit that it's in her leg. Not too much though. Be careful. You shouldn't care too much about anything, actually. Although caring is, I don't know. As I said, if you look at the world from the perspective of the moon, she doesn't care about us. The moon, I mean. So all our problems, however big they are nothing to most people in the world, including the planets which are also in the world, including the sun, including everything. Nothing else matters. That doesn't mean we shouldn't care. Of course, it's inevitable for us to care about what we are caring for, but it means that we should be a little bit not so caring too much. Because when you care too much, then you will get an anxiety, you will get too much depression, and that's dangerous for your health. In order to stay healthy, you have to be a little bit less caring. Yeah, my grandfather-in-law, so my wife's grandfather, he lived through 95. Why? Because he's a complete, we say in Bulgaria, we say curtain. Curtain means that he doesn't care about anything. He just care about himself, and he doesn't give a shit about anything too much. And that's how you live up to this point. I mean, yeah, is it quality living? I don't know. But you live to see your grandchildren, which is fine, right? Which is very nice. At least that. Alright, we can even color her now. At some point. Although the face is not completely done. So let's fix a little bit the face. We have interesting nose. But that's anime, so we will have this nose. It's just, yeah, if you don't like this nose, don't watch anime. Anime. Or anima. Animo. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's fine. Let's say anime. With a. Anime. Not anime, but anime. Anime. Alright, smoothing. And a mouth. Let's put a mouth. Here. Prank. Why not? Prank mouth. Super mouth. Very nice. Amazing stuff. Do we like it? Not too much. But are we care? Also not too much. So we're fine. The thing that we should do at some point, eventually, is the eyes. We have to color the eyes, and usually the eyes are very important, and people in the anime, they are putting a lot of effort in making the eyes interesting. But in this case, this guy doesn't put the emphasis on the eyes at all. He's putting the emphasis on other stuff, as we see. Not the eyes too much. Maybe he doesn't like ice. Ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Now, let's select the legs and the body, the torso. And Control J. Join them. Now, the problem is that I joined them and the mirror disappeared. So I will apply the mirror first, then I will join them, and then I will remesh. This way, we will have a better version here of our, yeah, it's nicer looking. This transition here, that's what I was aiming for. This is her panties, and my daughter was asking me today when I was doing it for the practice, she was asking, why does she have panties? And I say, do you prefer she didn't have panties and she was naked? And she was saying, no, but she has only panties. I say, yeah, that's just the sexist stuff, you know. I don't know if I said that exactly, but it is, right? So we know. What am I doing now? I don't know where I am. Okay, now here, and we do this. Okay, now it's fine. I don't know where I'm going and when it's gonna go. 1 hour? Yes, 1 hour already. So for 1 hour, we have this. Not bad, we have some detail. Overall, it looks almost professional, you know, but not quite. Because it's not, it's completely unprofessional. So don't think that this is professional stuff, it's not. It's unprofessional and it's just a 3D sketch. So don't think this is a character that's already good for anything. It's not good for absolutely nothing. It's good for nothing character right now. It could be good for something at some point. If we put like a couple more hours on it. But not before. Let's color it. What? And when we color it, we will see if we have something else to do. So for the skin, I would go for very, very tiny amount of color. Very tiny. Because, yeah, we should be very careful with the color of the skin. This color is completely enough for me. I will not go further than that with the skin. Now I think most of the areas of where we have skin, we covered them. Now we will go with something dark, like here, this. And as you can see, we messed up a little bit, but, oops, come on, select this color. Multiply I have, come on. Don't do this to me. We didn't mess up too much, you will see. We'll fix that. Even if we have messed up a little bit, we will fix that eventually. Here it's a mix. Behind it's a mix. Oh, this looks awful, amazingly awful. Let me think. I'm thinking right now, like the Germans say. I'm thinking, and I'm also thinking. Okay, I will push this out. We don't need this. Thank you very much, go. Now it's better. Now only with the color we can try to do it. Like this, and then we will put a belt with a color which will be something like brown. Yeah, this color of brown should do. Maybe it's a little bit too much of a color, but still it's fine. And then we'll make oops, what have I done? We'll make this. And when we go back from it, okay, now I fixed it completely. This particular color of, it's not black, but it's dark, it will be here. It will also be found in some other areas like this. Also, let's try the eyes and the eyebrows and the mouth. Amazing mouth. And also we will have this color around here. Also we will have it in these areas. Here, of course, this will be white because this is her armor. And the armor, if possible, we can make it metal, but in this case we will not make probably a good render of it. So metal, we will not be able to make it too much. But if we were, we will. We'll see. Belt. Belt. And belt. She has some belts, right? Belts and whistles. Now here, this will be the shirt, which is white. Now, there is not too much contrast between her skin and the shirt, but we can make this contrast with black outline. We can easily make a black outline to make this contrast. And I will use the black outline here and there to make some contrast. Yes, I will. Nobody can stop me. Maybe somebody can stop me. Somebody stop me. But don't stop me, relax. Okay, here, black also is available. Okay, she is looking not so good. Now, let's select the head and the hair and move it a little bit like this and maybe a little bit like this. Alright, not so much alright actually, I don't completely approve it, but it's fine. This will be her hair. Yeah, immediately when we color the hair, it looks better. It looks immediately better. She's looking actually like she's not heroic pose enough. So let's see her from the left view. Yeah, she's leaning a little bit forward. It's fine, but maybe we can make her better. So let's go select the body and push it forward like this. It should be nice. Of course, these things also, although we don't need them quite much, but yeah. We needed them here on the top of the legs, but we can go... Yeah, now it's a little bit better, I think. Maybe we can push this area a little bit more up and forward and outward. Overall, this area should be a point of interest probably for most people. But we don't care about those people. Those people are animals. They are not civilized people. As a civilized man, you shouldn't care about those things that much. I would say I'm not civilized too much myself, so yeah, that's... I don't know. Yeah, I will assume that being from a Balkan country, we maybe are more like animals than other people. And we kind of cannot hold our saliva when we see things like this. We're like... But yeah, it's normal for us. Maybe for more developed societies, it's not normal, probably. But I'm not sure, you know. I'm not sure. Now, let's go to the eyes and do a little bit of work on the eyes. Eyes, baby. Make white area here. Then we will select this color, because her eyes are that color. And we will make it like this. Then we'll select this color and make the pupil. Then we'll select this color and we make some of the things. And then we will select this color again, but a little bit darker. So we can make outlines like this and like this, because he does that and I want to do it too. She looks more anime when she has outlines. Unfortunately, that's what people do. They do outlines, and we will do outlines as well. Our outlines will be a little bit jagged, because we don't have too much geometry to make this poly paint work. But anyway, I think we are relatively fine. Jagged edges. Oops. Okay. Some stuff. Here we need some little tiny lines. Here a little bit more. Here we will add some lines also, just so it looks a little bit more like drawn character. Here we need some lines. Alright, I think we are getting there. To be able to see what this character looks like, or will look like when it's finished. Vaguely. Maybe here we can have some lines also. Why not? Good. The job. It's nothing too much, but as you can see, it's a character. The hair I'm a little bit concerned because it's not as good. Here is very, very thin. We need it to be thicker. When we look from this point of view, for example, although we will not look from this point of view, that's good. But even if we look from this point of view, we have to be able to see a good, nice, full-on hair, which we haven't had. Now we have it relatively. Here in the back, this hair needs a lot of work. And it will be something like this. Couple of these strands will be here and there. We have to kind of think of a design how to make this hair looks from the back. Those strands has to be more interesting, and we need more strands in this area because we don't have any. And here it will be interesting. It will not be visible from our point of view. Here, this mouth is looking hideous, so I will thin her like this. It's better. This is anime style. Let's see what's happened with the nose. Maybe we can make a little bit of a nose job like this. And this nose can be smaller, thinner, and nicer, so she will look more anime. Maybe we can make like this. No, it's not anime if we make the holes of the nose. So the holes of the nose we will not make. So it's more anime style. Alright, she's looking more interesting in the concept. Why? I don't know, because probably those eyelashes have to be a little bit bigger. So what I will do is I will mask all this area. I will mask. Then I will invert the mask and move this forward a bit, like this. And this will be our eyelashes coming on forward like crazy. Yeah, it's exactly like crazy. Hopefully this will make it look better. Let's color them a little bit. As you can see, this stream was not full of talking with the chat, answering questions and stuff. I'm sure that you're writing in the chat stuff, which I'm not reading right now, but I will try to read a couple of things after I relatively finish this. I mean, to the point that I can finish it for an hour and a half, probably. Let's see if this, yeah, we shouldn't have too much sharp lines in here, but overall, yeah, let's move these cheeks down a little bit here. I don't know how this actually works, but yeah, she's like, or she has a bad tooth or something, toothache, probably. That's why it's so full in this area. I'm just guessing. It's not that I know. I'm guessing. Guesswork. Here in the back, I will ask myself to do something. I will select multiply or darken. Let's try darken actually. Select this color with Shift X and darken it. It doesn't work. It doesn't darken. So let's try multiply. Multiply should work, but multiply is getting too much color on. Color burn is not exactly what we want. So probably it will be mix, but I will have to darken it by hand. So a little bit desaturated and a little bit darker. And then it's just behind. Maybe darker, even darker. After all, this is the shadow. Shadow on the wall. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. Shadow on the wall. Dun 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 dun. The shadow on the wall. If you don't know this song, this is the favorite song of the 3D artist, especially the 3D artist teacher. Because you always need shadows on your models. On the floor usually, so the song can be sung as shadow on the floor. Dun, 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 shadow on the floor. Like, let's select this color. We cannot. But let's try. No, we can't. So let's select this color and then make it a little bit more and a little bit. Okay, let's try that. I think this will do as a shadow. We are making those shadows here and there. They're needed. They shouldn't be too dark. But anyway, we have them. Let's see on the legs what kind of shadows we have. Okay, let's make a little bit of a shadow here. Maybe here in this area. Will be fine. Yeah, I'm just coloring the texture, as you can see. It's not exactly the texture because there is no texture, but I'm coloring the model, which some people will say it's cheating, and they will be right. But don't tell anybody, and we will be fine. So don't say anything, it's fine. It's a big cheating scheme. But since everything is so corrupted, let us be corrupted too. For our own sake. It's better. If we're not corrupted, if we're the only not corrupted people, you know, I don't know. It's not good, so let's be corrupted. And say that this doesn't happen. This didn't happen. It's not super bad. I would say for a model like this and for this type of character, it will need a lot of work for small things, and especially she's 2D. Now we have 3D face, for example. I can turn this face actually a little bit more into the camera. Yeah, overall, this is it. This is our model. Let's try something actually. Let's go to a render. And we don't have anything, but let's do this. And now I will select one mesh and add the color attribute, then select shift and all other meshes, and then Control L, link materials. Everything should have the material. So now it's a little bit too bright. As we can see, it's not particularly bad, but it's bright. Eevee. Let's try cycles. And now with cycles, it looks better, but as you notice, I'll start to stutter. Let's make a little bit less and the noise a little bit. Wow, it looks more like yeah, when I put the noise and very low amount of samples, then it starts to look more like this thing that it has to look like. What I'm talking about, I don't know. It's a question of... By the way, it will be immediately better if we make the metal parts metal, but in this case, we cannot do that because they are not separate, except for the legs. In the legs, we can make them metal. But let's try that. Let's try to make this material a metal one. Metallic. Metallica. It's not bad. The arms, it will be difficult to make it. It's not gonna be completely super difficult, but it will be a little bit difficult to make it. So yeah, let's try to dial down this strength of this. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is better in my opinion. Yeah, let's go with a little bit of a shadow. Not too much. We don't want too much shadow. Depth of field, we don't care. Cavity is what we don't want in this particular case, especially screen cavity. Maybe world cavity will be fine. Let's see. I'm not sure. This type of animation, we don't need cavity. Even the shadow is a little bit too much for us. I would like for, in Blender, for the outline, to be able to make it thicker in here, the outline. We can just change the color in this case. A thicker outline will be amazing if we have it here in Blender. But we don't have it, so yeah. So as you can see, she's pretty dim, so there is no light. But of course, the light can be achieved later in the process of rendering and stuff. So yeah, this is our render, or this is our render. I think this render is a little bit better as a render, right? Let's go and try something here. Bear with me because now Oh, this is CPU. We have to be GPU compete. All right. And bear with me here because it will be hard. We will have a problem, but bear with me. High contrast? No, high contrast is not good. Very high contrast, no. Base contrast is fine. Exposure, gamma, fine. Curves. Let's try with curves to make it a bit brighter probably. But too much brightness will kill us. Color management, display PT, not good. Rec, no. RGB is fine. And standard. Standard I think is a little bit better in this case. AGX is more dim. Standard is better. Now we are seeing better contrast between her skin and her clothes, which is fine. We don't want a black background, right? So the background should be white, or at least not so dark. Let's try some other type of background, for example. How to do that? In this case, I don't exactly know how to do this. Let's pause the render, and if we rotate, nothing will happen. So, yeah, I should go here and try to put just a plane so I can make the background whatever I want. So just a plane behind her. By the way, no. Let's make the plane down here. She will be standing on it, and the plane will be big. So she will have a shadow, which is great. And I will select these points of the plane, extrude them on Z-axis, so upwards, like this. And then I will select this and this and this. Control B. And make it like that. Then I'll select this and shade smooth. Now we have something like a background stuff, background plane. Select all of it and move it in this direction. Oops, no. I want to select this only and move it in this direction and this direction like this. Now let's see what we have here. Now it is not bad. But we have shadow here. Let's see it like this. This is not that bad, I would say. But it's too bright. Everything is so bright. So, what can we do to make it more contrasty? Maybe we can go here and add a medium contrast. It doesn't work. Let's go to add high contrast. Yeah, it's more contrasty, but as you can see, even the axe is starting to disappear a little bit. If we color her metal parts a little bit gray, then it will be immediately better. So let's try that. We have a little bit of time, I think. We can go and color those parts gray. Select this kind of a gray area. And yeah, it will be, I don't know. I put some color in there. Now it's gonna be gray. It's bleh. I don't like it completely, but we'll see. I'm thinking that it could make it better, but we'll see. Everything is getting better. It's getting better all the time. Yeah, it's a little bit better, but still it's too washed out. Yeah, I know. If we put some outlines somehow, it will be better overall. This is also not good. So I will probably remove the shadow so it's more bright. And let's try another render, by the way. We have a couple of renders here. We have Eevee, Cycles, and we have Workbench. The Workbench render is usually messed up, but in this case it's better than the other ones, I think. Let's put the outline. Yeah, outline is good. And maybe shadow. Let's try the shadow. The shadow is darkening the thing immensely, which I don't like. Also, it's adding some shading on the face, which I don't like. So yeah, let's try another type of matte cap. Why not? Some other matte cap which is more flat. This one is a little bit too kinky. Let's try this one. Oh no. Oh, this one is not bad actually. It's not a bad outline. This one is not outline, but the madcap. This one is more anime cartoon. Maybe studio light, but like more flat. It's not super bad, but can we adjust it? I don't think so. This is a flat color. This is studio. Yeah, it's too bright. It's a little bit too bright. Let's go to shadows. And shadows, in this case, if we adjust it, it will make it just good enough in my opinion. Yeah. So, as you can see, with experiment, you can get somewhere. A little bit. So now it looks accidentally, because I didn't expect to be able to do it, accidentally it looks better. Don't think that this is professionalism. No, it's accident. And you can always achieve it by just try some things. If you don't try, you will not succeed. Ever. Okay, so I think we have done a relatively good job for an hour and a half. Exactly. I think this is what we have done for an hour and a half. Let me check out your comments, by the way, and see what happens. Very fast comments now. Request, can you click on tools so we can follow your brush settings? No. Can you please make a torso course as well? Head, yeah, I will do it. My sculpt look better with madcaps than when I set up actual lighting in render mode. Any idea on how to fix this? This is because you don't have too much experience in lighting and rendering. You should practice more and eventually you will get better with it. I'm also the same, like you can see. You are on modifiers, please click on tools. Someday, maybe. Hello Nico, I'm very interested in how you will sculpt the armor. Okay, as you see, I sculpted it amazingly. Hey Nico, I would like you to sculpt Devilman if it will be so challenging. Yeah, but I don't like super challenging things. I mean, this is challenging enough to do for 1 hour and a half. Not many people can do it in the world. I guess there are people that probably can do it in the similar quality for hour and a half, but not too many. I'm guessing. I'm not saying I'm the fastest, but I am really the fastest, so yeah. In the suggestion for streaming, okay, we will see Nico is speed, yes, speed character. Just this guy speed, he's a little bit more black than me, but still. It shows his active tool in the top left just under the mode selection, yes. Do you think it's harder to do that type of character instead of your courses characters? Because anatomy and other things are just super simplified or exaggerated. You know, if you don't know anatomy, you will not be able to do this character properly as well. As you can see, the curves and overall shapes are anatomy shapes. So even with this kind of stylized characters, you need to know anatomy as well. Hello Nico, I've always been interested in this question. What would you choose if you were given the choice between ZBrush and Blender in terms of ease of use and not earning a living? In terms of ease of use, I think Blender is a little bit easier to use than ZBrush. ZBrush is kind of awkward program to use. But of course you can get used to it with a lot of practice. Hi Nico, how are you doing today? Very good. Nico, did you watch Canelo versus Crawford? I haven't, but I will probably, because I like good boxing. Nike, this is me. Have you ever sculpted in Maya before? Yes, of course, Maya was my favorite sculpting tool because Maya is amazing in sculpting, as we all know. I'm joking, of course, Maya is shit in sculpting. I guess it probably has, I don't know, but I'm guessing that it probably has some very basic sculpting functionality. 3D Max, I think, also have very basic sculpting functionality, which is absolutely not enough for anything. Welcome to all the new viewers. Thank you, Justin, for saying that. Since the concept of AI is very difficult to determine the direction of the hair, I would use real-life reference for this kind of hair. Yeah, for this kind of hair, I would use experience. So if I have to do all of it for 3D figure or something, I will have to work a lot, make mistakes, do something. If it looks right, I will leave it. If it doesn't, I will change it. Stuff like this. Experiment. Usually that's how I do this type of hair. Experiment, mistake, fix. Nico, I did a mistake. I bought a second-hand Huion with a screen, but it's very uncomfortable, and I want to go back to a small non-screen tablet again. That's a good idea, actually. For me, also, screen tablets are not that comfortable, but it depends on the person. If you, if your first tablet is a screen tablet, for example, probably you will be more comfortable with that. If your first tablet was non-screen tablet, so the cheaper option, I think you will get used to it, and then you will not be able to do well with the screen tablets. Justin Gerd, this is the first time I've seen a moderator in this chat. Yeah, but now we have moderators, so be careful. Do you stream on any other platform? Not quite. I mean, I was streaming in Twitch at some point, but I didn't get the point. Why should I? This girl has a huge charisma. Yeah, but not a small charisma. Nico, can you make a Valora from Dota 2? She's a very beautiful character. Probably, yeah, but can I make it? I don't know. Probably I can. I can do a lot of stuff. It depends on the time, usually. I really wanted to see... Okay, let's see. Hello, Nico. I've always been interested in this question. What would you choose if you were given the choice between ZBrush and... Okay, we already answered this. I really wanted to see you sculpting anime design. I'm very happy with this. And if you make a course of it, I'll certainly purchase it. Okay, yeah, probably at some point I will make a course about anime character like this one. Because I see people are interested in this type of stuff. And as we can see, it's relatively easy to make, so it's fine. Do you think it's ethical to use AI to make a concept of a character in a certain style to sculpt it later yourself? For me, it's ethical. If I want a certain concept that I cannot find from any artist, I think it's ethical for me to make it with AI. If I cannot make it, draw it by myself. And I cannot draw it by myself because I cannot draw that well. I can draw better than most people, but not as good as the good artists. And in order to make a course or a sculpt better, you need a better concept. So if I make a concept by myself, without the use of AI, it will probably be a little bit of a shit. And eventually the model out of it, it will not be good enough. I'm watching because I got a message that that what you're doing isn't that important. I listen to you like a podcast at work. Yeah, it's nothing is important actually, so you know. Brother, hola Nico, hello. I also feel better about country when I see other countries' problems. It's good to see the world corrupt almost equally, exactly. Nico, do you like Tool? The band Tool? Not too much. I think I like a couple of songs, but I'm not a super huge fan. Yesterday I listened to Amon Amarth for the first time. I haven't listened too much of their songs, maybe one or two, here and there. Amon Amarth is a metal band. It's not my thing. I mean, I like Pantera, I like Slayer, which is very heavy, but some of the heavy bands I cannot. I mean, it's not my thing. How do you make money as a 3D artist? Mow lawns, yeah. Freelancing is good, of course, making courses also. Many of the 3D artists these days, not many, but I've seen some, are making courses, trying to make living by making courses. In my case, I was lucky that I started relatively early, maybe like 5 years ago or so. And now I'm making a good living from courses alone. And if you want to check out my courses, they are in the link in the description. By the way, I will show you something. There are not too many people watching, but I will show you something. It's gonna be live, I think, Wednesday, so the day after tomorrow. But let's see it. What if learning where? What if learning character creation wasn't always... I don't know if you hear it, but even if you don't, it's fine. Probably you don't hear it, so I will speak. Yeah, introducing something. Okay. I will. Okay. This actually is the promo of. There is something called Flipbox. Flipnormals are making this kind of boxes with tutorials inside, and they're selling them. So my tutorials, my boxes, will start selling the day after tomorrow, so the 1st of October. And there will be couple of courses bundled together for a very low price. I mean, compared to the courses themselves by separately. So it will be interesting. I think I don't know exactly how everything will look. They're doing everything. I sent them some files and everything, and they're doing this thing. I of course recorded the voiceover, but other than that, they're doing the things. 10% of the money collected will go to this charity. And this is the Rise of the Character Artist in Blender. It's called My Flipbox. So there will be other artists after, but now it will be my time. And probably I will make a YouTube video. I will just upload this into the other channel. This channel also probably will make a video about it Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see. We have to promote, you know. Let's see the product thumbnail. I double clicked, nothing happened. Okay, so this is the thumbnail of the product. I'm not happy about something, you see. I don't know if you noticed, but there's no shadow on the floor. You know, I see why the dragon girl is flying, okay, and the moth girl is also flying, but the others, they're not flying. So shadow on the floor is good to have. But they are doing the promo materials. I'm not messing up with that. It's fine. So yeah, we are. Let's see the poster. Yeah, good. This will be ZBrush. Huh. Why is ZBrush here? Unreal Engine. Why is the Unreal Engine here? I don't know. It's probably their stuff. I'm not doing courses for ZBrush or Unreal Engine anymore. And also in this particular bundle, there are no courses for ZBrush, only Blender. And probably a little bit of Substance Painter with this one. He's too green actually in this. I don't know why. This one is only Blender, as you know. The Moth Girl came out pretty fine, actually. So yeah, let's continue with the questions. We are in the middle of the chat right now. Please show us a good shader. I know you are not working with the shaders, but I love the cartoon shaders, especially the Marvel Rival style. Yeah, but I don't have those shaders, so probably difficult. Nick, you're talking about politics sometimes. What are your position about immigration in Europe? About immigration in Europe. I mean, it's a double thing. I mean, it could be good, it could be bad. If the immigrants coming in Europe are just young people who don't want to work, only want to get socials and want to just make trouble, then it's not a good thing. But there are people, and I know for a fact there are people, probably not that much, that are coming, and they're coming to get a better life, to get work, and to get education, probably mostly work, and to get just a better life, because in their countries the life is pretty much not good. So yeah, I'm all for it, because those people, they don't make trouble, they are not radical, they are doing well for the country, and they can be useful, they can be good for the particular country in Europe. All the countries in Europe, almost all, are countries that have a negative birth rate. So more deaths than births. So this will be kind of a good way. The immigration is already, and it was for many years, especially for France, for example. In France, you have immigration from Morocco and from Africa for a long time, because they have colonies there, and a lot of immigration, even before the immigration wave that came, that was like 7 years ago or so. So yeah, immigration is fine in some parts. No politics here. Do you think so? Only politics. Yeah. Nico, absolute goner model, by the way. It's not bad, yeah. Screen creator, so you need F this life. F this life, what's happening? He talks about a lot of in his lives. Yes, I'm usually talking about a lot of things. Romania mentioned Eastern Europe gang rise up. Romania, you mean Andrew Tate land. Andrew Tate. But yeah, Andrew Tate is Romanian. I didn't know that. He's probably doing some business in there. Yeah, probably. Or he's Romanian. I don't know. Here in Brazil, you have to more than 40% of fare if you buy anything international. You pay more than 40% if you buy something international. So everything international is expensive in Brazil, probably, yeah. That's not a good politics, by the way, for your government, but still, I don't know. Maybe this is good. Heineko, I really like this artist. It's really cool to see you making this reference. Yeah, this artist actually in Instagram, not in our station, he has 70-something thousand subscribers, so followers. So he's pretty famous and pretty good. Like 5 times than me, 5 times more than me. 3 times, 3 times. I have almost 25,000 subscribers, followers. He has 75 around that, so 3 times more than me. The bastards in the streets are the problem. Yeah, it's always like that. I mean, the bastards in the street, the politicians always have the problems. At some point, people are rising, and one leader of those people that are rising is taking the power, and then they become what they were fighting against, usually even worse sometimes, like dictators, stuff like this. So it's always a cycle, especially in the developing countries. I just know the Dragula and some pikes about Romania. In Bulgaria, we have something that's called Martinica. Martinica is something that in the month of March, so March, and in our language is Mart. So Martinica means something that you wear in March. And we put it for health. And it's red and white crossing things, threads, red and white, and you put it in your hand. You sometimes put it somewhere else, but usually you wear it on your hand. Here in Bulgaria, everybody wears it. Kids, men, women, everybody. In March. When I went to Romania once, and I was wearing that because it was March, and people were watching me like this. Why? Because in Romania, they are carrying this stuff, but only females are carrying this. So it was interesting stuff. Different, customs. Relax. Someday they're going to reach out on your country too. Probably. Here in America, local roads are often like this as well. They go bad in 5 to 10 years and they spend millions on them. Exactly. Because these big projects, you can steal the most from them. From small things, you cannot steal that much. From the big project, you can steal millions. So they're giving millions, but stealing millions also from that. It's everywhere like this. I mean, not probably, I'm saying this, probably Finland, Switzerland or Norway, not so much. But most of the other countries is like shit. Like Shield or maybe Gotham City. All the world now lacks is Caped Crusader. Also, Trump reminds me of the Penguin. Trump is maybe reminds me of a penguin, but I will show you who reminds of a penguin more. Our politician, which I told you, he's kind of the head of the whole country because he has all the powers. He's controlling the police, all the police. He's controlling the judge system, the judgment system. He's controlling everything. I will show you how he's looking. And you will notice that Trump is a beautiful guy compared to this guy. Trump is just so pretty. Amazing. Our guy is not as pretty, we may say. Here is our guy. Yeah, Bulgarians are not the most beautiful people in the world, actually. The girls are beauty, but the men, as you can see, not so good. Not so good looking. I'm sorry to say that. But still, yeah. I get work in contractors for roads and such. Yes, we do take cuts, easy money if you have the connection. Exactly. Most of the time, girls are just another trading coin. Yeah. Did not just make girls Solana shitcoin. Melania Trump is from Slovenia. Slovenia, yes. Be careful, he's in the list. Trading coin as method of exchange. Dude, what's happening here? What coins? What's happening? You're in the list. I'm always in the list. Bro hates Trump, we get it. What is not to hate about him? I mean, he's... I hate liars, usually. Especially liars on such a high level. If you're a lying piece of shit, but you are just a normal person, without, you're not a politic and everything, you're fine. But if you're a politic, you're lying to millions of people all the time, and you're so self-assured and everything, it's just bugging me a lot. And I may say to myself, for myself, that I'm a pretty honest person. I always kind of say the truth about anything. I'm right about everything. I'm always right about everything, you know. Hi, Mr. Nikolai. With your current PC specs, how many polys you can handle well in Blender? So semi-real figurine sculpt for 3D print. I think 40 million polygons I can handle well. Sounds like the same story, different country. Yeah. What's the best way to program keys so I can use Blender and ZBrush without navigation issues? I don't know. I usually use the default navigation for both programs because I'm a teacher. So I should be able to teach people how to use the default. I don't want everybody to just customize everything completely and utterly. No, I want you to be able to do everything with the default, with the little customization, as little as possible. Yes, we have some customization, but as little as possible. AI is leaning on others' works. In US, Congress was debate about intellectual property. Big chance big gaming companies will never use 100% AI to own the intellectual property rights for the new product. Exactly. That's why 2D artists in big companies still have jobs. But by the way, I told you about this. I know a guy. He's a very good 2D artist here in Bulgaria. He was working for a company, but they're making gambling games. In gambling games, the art is kind of similar. So they have hundreds, if not thousands, of artworks for their gambling games made by their artists. Eventually, they got all these artworks. They got a model, AI model. They teach the model with those artworks, and they fired all the artists. Now the model is making arts from the artworks that they already had. But this cannot be done in a big gaming company because the games are different each time, and you cannot, if you're making the same games, yeah, probably you can do that at some point. But if you're making different games every time, you need real human artists. Nico, are you old enough to have been box modeling characters? Yes, I've been box modeling characters in the beginning when I started. I was box modeling in 3D Max. Then I was putting the character in ZBrush because there was no Dynamesh back in the days. So I was box modeling in 3D Max to get the overall shape. Then I was putting them in ZBrush and refining them in ZBrush. Stretched polygons were a thing back in the days. Now, with Dynamesh and everything, it's fine. Amazing A-balls fitting that axe. A-balling fitting. Yeah, it was not the same, the axe, but it's similar. So yeah, it's enough. It's good enough. Would you do anime course? Probably yes, at some point. But my next courses first will be the cloth course, folds and cloths. And the next after that will be the torso, and maybe after that we can do anime character, we'll see. Nico, I'm struggling this side, sir. I can't even sculpt a head in ZBrush. Yes, of course, in the beginning it's always a struggle, so just keep digging. Easiest mount ever. Yeah, it's pretty easy actually. I would say, yeah. Namaste, brother Nico. It's Sri from Bharat. Sri from Bharat is here. ZBrush only for industry work. Yeah, maybe. I'm struggling, Nico. Everybody is struggling, actually, so relax. Everybody is struggling in the beginning. But if you work hard enough, you will stop struggling at some point. But I'm still struggling with some things. Not too much. But yeah, it's usually a matter of time. not anything else, not skill. Struggling is part of life, exactly. If you don't struggle, you're not living it properly. My struggle is too much, man. It's abnormal. Ah, it's abnormal struggle. So probably this is not for you. That's what I'm saying. If you are struggling too much, then probably this is not the thing. Maybe you should find something else to do, which you will not struggle as much with. Forget about those who are not civilized men. I said I'm struggling with ZBrush, Nico. This guy's struggling. Definitely. Nico, that anime girl, stop that she's talking a trip off MJ. I love armor, but it's so difficult to weight paint. Nico, why don't you use Uku paint? Because I am not painting a texture in this case. She looks... What's happening here? Ah. I cannot find her. Okay. She looks drunk or stoned. Probably. Her eyes are so beautiful that if you meet her at night, you change places. Shadow on the floor, yes. Hello, Nico. How's the Euro transition going over there? I saw they were fighting in the parliament. So we are adopting the Euro next year. So less than 100 days until we adopt the Euro, which is great. I mean, it's great. Our currency was tied to the Euro anyway, 25 years ago. So now we're just changing the currency itself, but it's the same. Yeah, the prices in the stores will be cheaper. It will look cheaper, but because two of our currency is €1. So now immediately you will see the prices in the stores like halving, but you will know that this is euro, so it's actually expensive. But yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Some people are fighting. They will not do anything because it's already decided there will be change. There are pro-Russian parties here in Bulgaria. They have like, let's say 20% of the vote. Usually they get like 20% of the vote, those parties, and they're fighting to keep our currency because otherwise they will lose probably votes. So they are doing this only for political reasons, nothing else. Of course, people who are voting for them, they don't know that. But that's part of life, you know. Some people are a little bit more stupid than others. It's normal. It's fine. This is how it looks better. Yes, Heniko, quick tip. Go into shading and change from object to world. Then you can change world color. Cheers. From object to world. Go to shading. So I should go to shading and from object to world. And then I will see the shader of the world. Yes, I know that. Yeah, I've seen that. I've done that sometimes. But this I have more control with the plane. Is it possible to navigate Blender with Wacom tablet? Yes, I am using that. So yeah, it's possible. You can go, by the way, you can go to the description of this video and you will find my other channel, which is just SpeedChar. Click on that and then find the video in that channel, which is called how to sculpt how to start sculpting with Blender with a tablet. This is the video that you have to watch in order to sculpt and navigate Blender with a tablet. I think it's 1 hour video, I'm not sure, but it's worth it, so check it out. By the way, I'm saying that knowing that not many people will do that, because these days people don't want to go to click somewhere. Everything has to be very, like, I have to put the link here so you can click it immediately, not go to the description, find it. This is too much work. But if you want something, sometimes you have to put a little bit of work, which is finding the link and click it, and then finding the video. Not too much work, actually. Yes, we can navigate Blender with Wacom tablet, but enabling alt navigation and emulated mouse. Exactly. Heniko, could you please sculpt Devilman? We already talked about streaming. Yes. Nico, I said I'm struggling. Oh, this guy. With ZBrush, man, I'm even failing to sculpt the head. So, start doing something else, probably. If you are struggling so much, instead of complaining somewhere, work more. Practice more. Eventually, you will struggle less. Or, if you prefer, like you are, preferring to complain a lot, you've said it like 10 times already, then probably this is not for you. Start something else and complain about it elsewhere. I think this will be the better idea. Thank you. Ever tried to learn Houdini? No, I haven't opened Houdini in my life either. Was your tech artist in Bucharest at Gameloft? No. I haven't been tech artist, or I don't know what the question is exactly. There's Nomad Sculptor recently released for PC. I know, it looks pretty good. Yeah, but still, I mean, I tried it and it's not free. I don't think it's better than Blender, and Blender is free. So if I'm not using ZBrush, why should I use Nomad Sculpt? I don't know. Hi Nico, just finished your Orc Rider course recently. It's in Show Off channel on Discord. I would love if you took a look at it. Let's see, Orc Rider. It's a pretty complex course, I guess. Show Off. Let's go to the bottom of it. By the way, in Show Off we have a lot of nice things. So this is the Show Off channel. Very nice female. It looks relative. I mean, it's not super nice, but it's fine. This is looking good, actually. Wow, this is looking actually nice. Probably the clothes are made with Marvelous Designer a little bit. Why not? This is not a bad head. Pretty good things, I would say, here in the... Wow, this is cool. This is pretty cool. Ha! Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, it looks like him, but it's not completely him. But I always say it's pretty difficult to make likeness. This is not a bad work for the mouse course. Orc Rider. Wow, not bad. Not bad job at all. I mean, this is pretty much almost as good as mine, maybe even better in some areas. Like this, this chain armor here, or how it's called. Yeah, chain armor. I don't think I did a chain armor in there, but you have it here, so it's great. Did I did chain armor, actually? In the Orc course. I don't know. Orc Rider. Oops. I will just check it out. Course. Orc Rider course promo video. No?
Then I welcome you to Next Food Education's Orc Rider and Bull Creature Creation in the...
I don't have this is from 5 years ago. This is Nico, young and slimmer version of Nico. He looks so young and so innocent. What's happened? What's happened now? He didn't know anything about Trump back in the days. He didn't know anything. He was just an innocent guy. But this looks amazing. Very nice. Very good job. And with the addition of the additional stuff like this ropes here and the chain armor, it looks even more sophisticated and with more detail. And your rope is much better than mine, actually. So, amazing job, I would say. Let's see. Ooh. The Tales from the what? From the print. It's like Tales from the Crypt, of course. This looks like a 2D, but it's 3D. Not bad. Not bad. The render is a little bit... but it's... Is this show off, actually? Is this a finished work? Come on, put those type of speed sculpt in the Whips channel. Not here. In the Whips channel, there are a lot of people more than here. The show off channel doesn't have that much popularity than the Whips channel. Let's like those nice things and show people love. You know, the artist, usually you yourself are the artist also. So you know that when you're posting something, you like to feel the love of other people, to kind of feel appreciated, and that's a good feeling for the artist. That's why it's nice to just do it. Of course, the orc rider course, what's happening here? Ooh, this guy is hitting us. Come on, no. Oh, that's coming out pretty well. This will be a tough one. Be careful. Not bad, not bad. Stylized guy. I forgot the name. Hellboy. Yeah, okay. Stylized Hellboy. Okay. Stuff. Wow, this is interesting. It looks a little bit boring, but it's some kind of a cyborg, which is fine. Wow, this sword is looking great. If this is the 3D actually, but I think it is. So, oh, nice. Who is making it? David Zarn. David Zarn is practicing art daily. So every day he's making something. And this sword is one of his practices. A good practice. No. So it's not. Oh, be careful about monetization. Don't show this kind of stuff. So this is the concept. This is the work. Not bad at all. This is a good concept actually. Maybe we can do it sometimes in the stream. We'll see. Not a bad practice here also. This cool. Very cool. Okay. Good stuff. The Discord server is nice. Okay, let's see. Hello, your streams have been a great help and I love your channel. Greetings from... This is the Russian flag? Red? No, this is not the Russian flag. This is the Russian flag, but turned on the... absolutely around. I don't know which country is that. Let's hover that, maybe we will see. No. Let's click on it. No, we cannot. I don't know which flag is this. Red, blue, and white. Our flag is similar to the Russian one. White, green, and red is our. The Russian one is white, blue, and red. So the difference is just in the middle. The Russian is blue. Ours is green. But this one is red, blue, and white. I would say probably Belarus. But Belarusian flag to be the Russian flag on, like, I don't know. Nico, what's up? Can you make a course about hairstyles? That would be hard, because I usually make hairstyles only like stylized, and it will be... Like the live and subscribe, and don't forget to hype the video. How to hype the video? I don't know. I know a lot of people to go to East Europe like Romania to be freelancers or tech nomads. Yeah, because life is cheaper here. Not too cheap these days, actually. Not too much cheaper, I mean. From I've heard in Czech Republic, in some places, you can find beer in a bar for like €2. For €2, half liter of a beer. Here in Bulgaria, if you go in the capital, if you go somewhere in the restaurant, for €2 to find a beer, not so much. And Czech Republic is more Western country, more developed country. Should be more expensive country. People are getting bigger salaries there. And here is more expensive nowadays. It's goddamn. No politics here. Ha! Free Palestine also. So people are using this for, you know, free Palestine, free something else. I think free Palestine is fine, but free Israel from their prime minister, I think it's also a good idea. Yeah. So, yeah. You should know where the root of the evil is. Martinica is called Martinica is called Martișor. Martișor in Romania. Yeah, only women receive and wear them. Here in Bulgaria, everybody receive and wear them. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, Shishi. Exactly, Shishi is here. Nico, do you drink coffee? No, I don't drink coffee, and I'm very happy with it. I once started to drink coffee every day about this time, about the afternoon, because it's afternoon here. It's almost 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So I started to drink coffee about this time of day, and eventually, after like 2 weeks of drinking coffee, I went into the hospital with some kind of I don't know. It was bad. So I don't drink coffee. It doesn't suit me very well. I have an anxiety, and I have no difficulties wake ups in the morning. Uh, so coffee will make me worse. I don't think it's a good idea. That is a non-beautiful man. Exactly, you can say that for our politics here. They're ugly as hell. Trump has a good genes. He's tall and good frame, but he lived bad, so he's fat and also he's old. Yeah, he's fat and old, of course. But our guy is not old. Our guy that I showed you is around my age. Around my age. So it's very, very bad for him. I mean, he's looking like a pig. And everybody's saying he's a pig, so he's a piglet. And it's a good thing that he probably doesn't know English, so he will not know what I'm talking about him. That's interesting. Also, I don't have a huge Bulgarian follow-up, so nobody will know. That's not a bad thing. I always purchase your courses. It's very cool. Thanks for the accessible price. Thank you very much. I'm using mouse to sculpt Nico. Nico, so again complaining. The guy is complaining. So try using a tablet, and then you will see. Buy the cheapest tablet and try. Hi Nico, I'm coming to watch the Euro. I'm coming to watch the Euro. Can I come to your place and you teach me how to sculpt? Of course, come, no problem. I will not tell you the address though, but you will come, no problem. Hi Nico, hello Nico, I bought your course, but I didn't understand it, and they contain Blender files with your work. What are you talking about? They don't contain Blender files usually. I also do not know English. You can answer yes or no. Thank you very much. Yes or no? Let's... no. I don't know what you're talking about, so no. Музыка в дорогу. Окей. Скажи это по-русски. Я можно понимать. Понимаю. Если ты не знаешь английский, попытай по-русски. Скажет. Я можно понимаю, я можно понимать. I don't know how. I mean, I know Russian a little bit, but not too much. I cannot say very complex things. Thanks a lot, Nico. Thank you very much, everybody. I rather get more plugins for Blender than another software. Exactly. If you know Blender and you are good in it, you feel comfortable in Blender, so you can get plugins for it. Even you can pay for plugins because you know, and most people that are using Blender, they know that Blender is absolutely perfectly capable 3D software like 3D Max or Maya. It's not worse than them, but it's free. And thanks to that guy, Ton Rosenthal, who, by the way, when I watch him, I usually want to watch his interviews of the creator of Blender. I respect him immensely. He's an idol for me. He's an amazing guy, but I cannot listen to him talk. He's just, his accent and his way of talking English is too much for me to bear. So usually for myself, I'm saying that I am not proud of myself, but I'm starting to watch an interview with him, and after like 15 or 20 minutes, I just close it. I cannot handle it. It's too much for my brain to process because it's English. It's not my mother language. So usually when people are speaking English nicely, I can bear it. I can handle it. But if they speak with this kind of interesting accent, and also with he has a speech defect, I assume, because he's like speaking or something like that, it's difficult for me. But it doesn't stop me to respect him immensely because of what he did for the industry. It's just amazing. I just cannot watch the videos too much. I don't know if I'm the only one, but yeah, this is me. And I'm honest. I don't know. Nico, what's the render engine that you use? Sometimes I use Workbench render engine, as you can see. Sometimes I use Eve most of the time. And sometimes, in very rare cases, I use Cycles. I was asking for your tech artist was in Game of Sofia or Bucharest. The tech artist. There is like 10 of them in Earth. I'm not sure. We have tech. I think our tech artists are from Bulgaria, here in Sofia. Young man, yeah, he was the young back in the days. Ah, Serbia, Serbia. That's why Serbians. I mean, maybe not the people that much, but the Serbian government is so pro-Russian. I don't know if most of people in the Serbia are pro-Russian. I'm probably not. I tend to think that most, especially young people in Serbia, want to go into European Union and maybe adopt the euro at some point even, and probably will be better for them instead of sticking to Russia. But the government, you cannot. I mean, you can fight the government obviously because in Serbia they are doing protests, a lot of them recently, in the recent months. But I don't know. In Bulgaria, thankfully, we still have pro-European government, and hopefully this will never change. They are corrupt. They're stealing a lot of money. They're making bad roads, and they're fixing the roads with our money, and they're stealing half of the money always, even more than that probably. But they're at least pro-European, not pro-Russian, which is nice. Because as we can see, pro-Russian means totalitarian, means dictatorship a little bit, and it doesn't look good. I mean, for a person who wants to be free, for a person who wants to travel everywhere, to be free, to make business, and to thrive, pro-Russian is not the way to go these days. And I don't know which days pro-Russian was the way to go. Probably before the communists came, so a long time ago, more than 100 years ago. Maybe Russia was nice, but nowadays, I don't think too much. Coffee affected my heart in a bad way. Some people just don't. Coffee is not good for them. Great, send me your address. Okay, yes, I will. ZBrush misses you, bro. Probably, yeah. I've been following you for a year and I'm learning with your videos today. I like how I'm progressing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Радвам се, че няма меня одного проблема с кофе. В том смисъл, че со мной все в порядке. Yes, everything is alright with you if you have problems with coffee. I also have problems with coffee. If you are a very relaxed person, you cannot wake up in the morning, then coffee is good for you. If you are like me, when I have to wake up in the morning, I wake up and I'm immediately capable of doing everything. So I don't need coffee. Actually, Mother Nature doesn't want me to drink coffee. You should watch those interviews with YouTube automated subtitles. You will see interesting things. Exactly. Yeah. I can't breathe when I drink coffee, but I still drink sometimes. Everybody has problems. Okay, guys, we are below 100 subscribers, 100 people watching right now, so this is time for us to go. And thank you very much. Probably I will be online again in Thursday or Wednesday to promote the flip box in Flip Normals. I'm expecting a lot of money. I ordered a Lamborghini already because I'm expecting like huge amounts of money to come from this flip boxes from Flip Normals. So we have to, of course, promote them in order to buy the Lamborghini. It's a not a big Lamborghini. It's like this big and this much, and it costs around 20 euro. So I expect to make at least 20 euro from the Flip Normals flip box program. So thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next video, which will be this week at some point for promotion purposes. Of course, promotion is